Hello, 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 my lucky stars. My name is BSTARJAM. You are watching Art Jam, and I am the Shoujo Beast. Here is a new episode of Art Jam, which I have not done in over, I believe it's been a little bit over 2 months, but here we are, nonetheless. I have not given up on my manga. I have not given up on art. I've just been de-stressing. I've just been decluttering my life. I've been situating, organizing new things into it, and I have some new ideas coming down the pipeline. So let's get into what we're drawing today. Today we're drawing my new character Dartanyion. He's the newest addition to my manga. He's a spot character that I just created because he was in the back of my mind and I wasn't sure if I should really do it or not. I was like, you know what, go for it. We're not pulling any punches here. We're not holding anything back. So let's just go ahead and do this character. He adds to the story, he balances the story out, and I just think overall he just looks freaking amazing. I mean, the inspiration I'm drawing from this is, of course, as you know, the usual shoujo manga suspects. This one in particular, I took inspiration from Yukiru Sugisaki from D.N. Angel. Also, I kind of veered off of the usual shoujo path a little bit, not too much, but in order to get the structure for the muscular structure down, I needed to go a little bit more shonen. So I didn't go full on shonen. What I did actually was I went over to game design and I took inspiration from Kinu Nishimura. You know his character designs from Street Fighter. I don't remember which Street Fighter games he worked on, but I believe it was in the earlier years. His style has since then changed a bit, but I love his earlier work. Earlier, Kinu Nishimura was amazing. The next game designer I took inspiration from, you can actually find his Archipel episode up on YouTube. His name is Daisuke Ishiwatari. Mr. Ishiwatari is amazing. I mean, Guilty Gear is one of my favorite games because of the character designs alone, but I really drew inspiration from those bulky musculature and the structures he creates with his designs. I mean, he's just phenomenal. If there's one thing I like, as you know, is too much. As you can see in my artwork, Daisuke Ishiwatari does too much, and it's a good kind of too much. I mean, I can oogle over his character designs forever, just as much as I oogle over Clamp, just as much as I oogle over Chiho Saito, Naoko Takeuchi, all of the greats that I've mentioned over and over again, Take Wakamaru, Kogadambo, all those people. So, being the professional master shoujo mangaka that I am, I had to break down the structures. I learned very quickly. I had to break down the structures, I had to break down form, I had to break down why he was using those bulbous structures, why he was using those popped out musculature, and of course it's for effect, but you have to have a basis for what you're doing. You have to have a frame of reference. So I had to understand a little bit about the muscles underneath those clothes that's going to be popping out like that ridiculously. So I did what any other artist would do. I took to Pinterest and I looked and I researched and I understood muscle structure under the shoulders and the abs when you're turning, right underneath the breast or the men's pectoral muscle. I had to dig around with my fingers in all of that and just solidify my frame of reference first before I go in and start drawing the final details of everything. So I got through that pretty quickly because it's not like I didn't take art in college. I did take art in college, and that was actually my major in college. So, you know, I've seen plenty of nude frames, shall I say. So I just had to shake that back up in my mind and get back into my figure artistry mode and channel all of that energy and understanding what goes where. But I'm telling you, in order to really find how you want to bend the form, look at some artists, because I think I got the best of, I wouldn't say both worlds, I'll say all the worlds. From looking at the shoujo mangaka that I revere to the game design artists that I revere, I mean, I was just throwing in everything I knew and finding out what works for me. Thus, this is how you find a style, my people. So yeah, with that being said, Dartanyion, it just came out lovely. I'm going to show the final picture at the end of the video. But for right now, I just want to get into some little art talk. You know, we're gonna pick around in your brain. We're gonna see how you feel about these different topics that I'll be talking about in this video. So it's not a long video. I think it's about runtime is about 16 minutes. So I'm gonna cram in as much as I can, and we'll see where we end at, and I'll see what I need to cut out of the video, and maybe we'll continue the conversation in the next video as well. So I'm gonna start out with by saying is, you know, gatekeeping, man. I'm just gonna lay it on the table just like that. Gatekeeping is kind of a double-edged sword, because yes, it's true, and no, it's not true, and yes, it does affect you, and no, it does not affect you. Let me start off by saying that I feel like a while ago when I first started art, especially publicly on any kind of social media platform, I felt like gatekeeping was keeping me away from being as great as I wanted to be with the people that I so saw as such a high pillar within the artist community. First of all, you're a high pillar in the artist community, okay? You have to put yourself there. Now, if you're looking for somebody else to make that jump for you or to carry you over that goal line, that's where you've already lost, my dear friends, my lucky stars, you know? I had to understand that the people that I was seeking out to kind of make me great, to kind of be in, if you know what I mean, on the inner crowd or on the inner circle, in order for them to notice you, in order for you to get your recognition or whatever it is, it's just not true. You have to create your own lane. And I'm going to tell you this right now. You probably will be disappointed well, sometimes. I've been actually blessed with meeting some of the people that I revered and having them be great people. Like, I've done, you know, fan art for them, and it's because I've wanted to do fan art for them because I love their designs, not just to get a leg up and have them notice me and give me followers or give me shout outs or whatever like that. I've done fan art for them because their style is amazing and them as a person is amazing, and I just really enjoy their artistry. Now, if I love their style and I don't like the person, I'm not doing jack for them, because I mean, I have to like you in order for me to do something like that, you know? I can really like your style and then like it from far away. I don't have to like be this person who's like, oh, well, I'm just gonna still suck up to you because, you know, you hold the keys to my life and making me this popular artist. No. But yeah, gatekeeping is a real thing, and it can make you feel ostracized. It can make you feel like you don't have any other way of getting into this crowd that you desperately seek to be with. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that you need to just keep on doing what you're doing. And if you feel like making noise, i.e. posting 1,000 times a day, or sending to companies your artwork, or doing whatever it takes in order for you to get your name out there, do that. What I will say is, don't rely on other people to do that. Create your own space. Create your own noise in your own lane. So that's all I'm going to say about gatekeeping on that end. I'm a nice artist. If you ask me for my opinion on something, I'll give it to you. Here's the caveat though. We're not going to do this, you know, self-deprecating back and forth thing forever. I'm going to give you my opinion. We're going to start a great art relationship. I want you to build your confidence. I don't want an art friendship or an art associate on the basis of you downing yourself or you feeling like everything is futile. So I will say this, and this even goes for my friends too, all of my friends who know me, that if we discuss a problem, I'm listening first, offering my advice second, and then going forward, if you have to talk about it again, fine, but I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, and on the third time, I'm going to need you to fix your problem. Okay? I'm going to need you to fix your problem. I don't like to dwell on a lot of situations. So yeah, that's my little spiel on gatekeeping. Next topic I'm going to run through, it may be a little sensitive to you guys, but I don't do trigger warnings, so if you don't really like straight up conversation, I'm just going to go ahead and advise you to, like, you know, go away. But yeah, I'm going to talk about comparison, and I'm going to tell you for the 1,000th time, you probably heard it like a million times. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I'll tell you one thing, comparing yourself to others is only going to tear yourself down, and you don't need to get yourself down. You're already an artist, and I'm pretty sure you're like a brooding, emotional artist. No, I'm not going to put that on you, but it's just the stereotype that comes along with being an artist. But yeah, most artists are automatically emotional. I will say this, here's your way out of that. out of comparison, out of feeling like, damn, I'm never gonna get there. Number one I'm gonna say is there's a lot of people who suck. Yes, suck as artists. I'm not gonna name names. I could get into that. I could get into that mode, but I'm not gonna be a savage right now. There are plenty of artists who suck on YouTube who still get shine. Why is that? They make, go to my first part of my topic, they make a lot of noise, okay? They have a willingness to learn. They are putting in work. Now, they ain't putting in no work on their art, but they are putting in their work on getting recognition. So what does recognition do? Recognition draws traffic. Traffic draws people's eyes to what you're doing. Now, if they give unsolicited criticism, that's fine, but they're getting eyes nonetheless. And what you need to understand is basically that they're putting in more work than you are. Now, are they looking to get better? Some are, some aren't. A lot of people may use art as just a therapeutic channel to get out their emotions. They may find art interesting. They may know they may never become a great artist, but if they dabble enough and if they put themselves out there enough, somebody's probably going to throw them a rope and give them a book deal. Another reason why you have to let this comparison thing go is because innately, the way that I see it, it may not be true for everyone, is that I feel like the comparison thing is to kind of absorb the other person's qualities and skill set without having to go through the motions. You don't know what that other artist has had to do in order to reach and I'm not going to use lower level artists here. I'm going to use like a higher skill set of artists. If you're trying to reach the pinnacle of what this artist that you revere is, don't compare yourself to them. You don't know what they've had to go through. You don't know what kind of practice schedule they've done. You don't know how hard in the paint, shall I say, they've had to go in order to reach this level of skill. So if you're trying to absorb that without doing the dirty work, then I guess shame on you, because ultimately you should be working hard on what you're doing and not really trying to compare yourself and steal somebody else's thunder, their fan base, or whatever kind of space that they're occupying. Whether it's game design, whether it's comics, whether it's game development, whether it's world building, whatever, you have to practice your own journey. And I know that sounds weird, practice your own journey, but you have to go through your own journey and build your own skill set. Just inject yourself in the same area that they are in. If they're in game design, go into that. If they're in character development, go into that. If they're in comics or manga, go into that. Offer something different. Don't try to absorb what that person that you're comparing yourself to is doing. If you study hard enough, your own style will develop, and you'll come out with something totally new to offer these people, or offer whoever you'll be, going to in order to get to occupy that space in, if that makes any sense. Point in case, I'll use me as an example. I used to I remember this, it was a while ago back on Tumblr. I saw that they were doing a Card Captor Sakura art book. It was going to be a collaboration of different artists. So I applied because I was like, Card Captor Sakura, I've been watching that since I was like 11. Hello, that's my show right there. So, and then me being a master shoujo mangaka, of course I'm going to apply. You crazy? So, I apply, and of course Tumblr is one of those, you have to understand what you're applying to. It's one of those very specific areas where the artists probably know each other, and even if they don't, they're probably looking for a specific kind of artist, and most likely they gatekeep the heck out of you from even getting in. So guess what? Yeah, I didn't get in, of course, but I'm not gonna use that to kind of fuel my disdain for the whole genre or what I'm doing personally as an artist. It's just the territory. So you know what? I'm gonna make my own friggin' art book, Card Captor Sakura. Actually, it's gonna be an amalgamation of every kind of shoujo appreciation title that I've ever known. Okay, I'll make my own space. Sidebar, I could have drawn all of them under the table anyway. So, I mean, I guess I was just looking to be a part of something. Especially because, being different, it could make you feel like you don't belong in that space. Kind of like, I guess imposter syndrome is kind of the adjacent feeling that I'm looking for, because I'm an African-American male who's a shoujo artist, and mostly they are Asian women or white women, So me coming into this space, of course it can make you feel like you don't belong, but me being who I am, I don't care. I walk into any boardroom in any situation and I'll own that ish, okay? That's just my attitude towards things, you know? And if you want to accept me, you can. If you don't have to. But what you will do is understand that I can draw you under the table. And what I don't know now, I will learn and apply and draw you under the table later. But not to take such a contentious standpoint. I have had great reception by a lot of people. But I understand that certain atmospheres online, when you put yourself out there artistically, can feel kind of daunting. It can feel kind of elitist. It can feel kind of gatekeepery. That's not a word. Don't go using that. But yeah. My name is BSTARJAM. This has been Art Jam, and that's all the topics that I have for you today. I am the Shoujo Beast, and I'm here to say that you're a great artist. Create your own space, build your own table, and pull up your own throne. Peace, guys. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of the art. See you next vid.